Avangate removes the complexity from conducting business in multiple markets around the world by allowing you to easily reach more customers and selling to them like a local business. Domestic payment methods are the best practice of localization strategies, increasing your authorization and conversion rates. Let's say that you're running a company looking to expand in key markets around the world. This is why you would need to offer local processing and domestic payment methods in Brazil, Turkey, and Japan for this use case. I'm going to show you 3 examples of localized ordering interfaces complete with domestic payment methods. We'll also go through the steps needed to activate these local payment methods in Avangate for you. One more thing I'm going to show you is, say you need to restrict the availability of a bank wire transfer in Afghanistan due to fraud attempts. We're also going to explore that scenario and show you how you can do that within Avangate. So let me show you a few examples of what our localized shopping cart looks like. So in this specific example, I'm showing you a Brazilian real example. So my country is Brazil, and I'm using billing currency of the real. So what you'll see in the drop down is very specialized local payment processing like the ELO card and HyperCard that are only available in Brazil, so that those shoppers feel like they have the payment processing that they require for Brazil. Now, if I pulled up a different cart for, say, Japan and using Japanese yen, I want to see a different set of payment methods available to me as a shopper in Japan than I saw in Brazil. For instance, Kobini is now activated, and now you no longer see the ELO card or the HyperCard available to me as a shopper. Same thing in another example for Turkey. Using the Turkey lira in the billing country of Turkey, I also will see a different set of payment methods available to me for my purchase. So let's explore how you can actually activate these various payment methods. It's very simple. What you're going to do is make your way to setup and then into ordering options, and then we're going to click on this payment methods tab. We're going to first look at domestic cards without installments and making it available in Turkey for Visa and MasterCard and in Brazil for Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. These payment methods without installments are not enabled by default. You will need to click edit on them and select that Turkey and Brazil options and request that they're activated. So if we go to Visa and MasterCard, I hit edit. You see that this Brazil and Turkey is here. This has already been submitted, but you would click edit and submit that. If I go to Amex, there's Amex, and also hit edit, you see Brazil. You click it and you will hit send request. You see this pop-up come up. This activation window displays the applicable commissions for both Brazil and Turkey. So activation of these domestic cards require Avangate risk assessment and can take up to 2 business days. So you would hit send request, and now you've activated those payment methods. Now let's do the same for 2 more domestic Brazilian cards, ELO card and HyperCard. As you saw in the localized shopping cart for Brazil, those payment methods were available. So how would you activate them yourselves? You would simply come into this payment methods tab, you would find ELO card, and you would click the activate button. Remember, we've seen card authorization rates in Brazil jump to as high as 80 and even 90% after the activation of these domestic cards. So again, the pop-up window with the applicable commissions is presented, and you hit activate. So that one's now activated. Again, we want to as well activate the HyperCard, so I'm going to click activate for that. The applicable commissions are shown to me, and I'm going to click activate. These payment methods are instantaneously available. Our risk team does not have to approve those. So there's one more option available for shoppers in Turkey and Brazil, namely payments with installments. So shoppers' preference in both markets show that there's a predilection towards spreading a payment over a number of installments. For example, Brazil allows a maximum of 6 installments with a minimum value of the 5 liras each, and then Turkey will allow up to 9 installments with a minimum value of 1 Turkey lira each. So to activate this option, we'll find it on the page. So credit card with installments, we're going to click activate again, is simple. We want to make sure both Brazil and Turkey is checked. You see the applicable commissions, and we're going to hit activate. So the activation of the Turkish credit cards with installments does require Avangate risk assessment and can take up to 2 business days. Activation of Brazilian credit cards with installments is instantaneously available to your shoppers. So let's not forget about our Japanese shoppers that we showed you. So we also want Japanese customers to be able to pay online orders at their local convenience stores. So Kobini payments represent about 20% of those online transactions for Japan. So it's important to have this alternative available for your local customers. So again, we're just going to find the Kobini payment method. We're going to click activate. You see the applicable commissions, and you're going to go ahead and request that that be active. So the last scenario I mentioned in the original use case was we want to say we are seeing fraudulent payment transactions in Afghanistan using the wire bank transfers payment method. So although fraud attempts are always blocked by the Avangate platform, it's very easy to prevent shoppers in Afghanistan from using this payment method altogether. So by doing that, what we would do is we would find the bank wire transfer payment method that's already been activated. I passed it, here it is. So we would click edit. And a list of countries where this payment method is available is displayed on the left. So by default, they've all been activated, but in this use case, we want to say for shoppers in Afghanistan, we do not want them to be able to even be given this payment method as an option in their dropdown. So I've selected that, and I would simply save it as a restricted country. So remember, localized language, currencies, and payment methods allow for you to move quickly into new global markets and provide increased conversion rates. All browser and email communication, including renewal notices and payment receipts, will be localized based on this.